Okay, testing. Twenty dwarves. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. All right, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 18,000 foreign exchange traders stationed around the world. It's time to align our satellites, coordinate our watches. Today we're going to cover gold, oil, Bitcoin, the calendar, Jackson Hole, and of course, address your specific questions. So without further ado, let's go! Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money, cannot afford to lose. Wow, so Cash in the chat says, went long, Hang Sang. Cool. And then what did you do? You wrote at the money December puts and take deep out of the money September calls. Right on, Cash. Very cool. Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader. I'm not writing puts or calls, although those are appropriate sometime. Cool. So if you want to do spot cash Forex trading, cool. That's what we're going to do today. So again, we got Jackson Hole, we got the calendar, we got all our technical analysis, but we also know that this is peak time for trading. So this is good. This is why I was a little delayed. I got back to my office. I was in the office all through Asian session. Then I realized I got coffee mugs and empty Coke cans and energy drinks everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. So I had to clean up the pig pen a little bit. So anyways, thank you for being here. My goal is to help you become a better trader. Better? How better? More money? I don't know if you're going to make money. That's up to you. Okay, that's your decision-making process. However, I do want you to improve on your trade planning. That's incorporating things like technical analysis, sure. Multi-time frame analysis, that's great. But how about fundamental analysis? How about monetary policy analysis? How about fiscal analysis? How about global macro analysis as well? So I'm going to try to cover at least some of that today. Ask questions, get involved, take notes, put the notes down in your YouTube account. You do that by going to the recording of today's video, and in the comments under the recording, just cut and paste your notes. Therefore, if I cover something interesting, you'll be able to find it by searching your notes in YouTube. Okay, very cool, right? I'd like to thank Traders Way for being part of our community. You're a trader, you're going to need a broker one day. What's the most important thing about choosing a broker? The spreads? Well, the spreads have to be competitive. Don't go with the cheapest because they're probably lying. You want swap. Many brokers charge you negative swap no matter what you do. So that's not good. So ideally you get full swap, right? You need fast execution speed. Otherwise you're going to sit there and get slipped, right? World-class customer service. That'd be great. A back office that, I'm surprised a lot of brokerage firms, you get to their site and it tells you nothing and you can't figure anything out. So you want one that's organized. That'd be great too. But ultimately, you need somebody you trust. Traders Way has earned my loyalty and respect. If you go to tradersway.com, download a demo account, perhaps All those things will be delivered to you, and they will earn your loyalty and respect too. Tradersway.com. So good to see you. You're looking good. This is where we left off last week. Where's my drawing tool? Let me get my drawing tool. There it is. Okay. And do you remember we were talking about using these? Okay. And compared to other moving averages. What I was telling you was it doesn't matter. You don't have to use my combination of moving averages. You just need to know how to trade, right? So all of these things are key, but also this is key, isn't it? Okay. This is all key. Why is it key, you say? Well, this is why you're using this ribbon, or why you're using moving averages, or whatever. Okay? Okay? And what we're looking at here is, watch this. Okay? That's it. Failure to make a lower low creates a double bottom. Okay? High, high. Boom. Okay? Gone. Knees, please. Yeah. You see? Like, boom. That's how you trade. You're like, well, I don't see the price action, Wayne. Well, can you see the cross and the ribbon, yo? Like, can you see? Can you see that? Then this is your take, man. That's it. So one of the things I was trying to get across on Friday was, I don't care what technical indicators you use. Technical analysis is technical analysis. You can use algorithms. I can use different algorithms, right? And by algos, I mean indicators. It's just math. Statistical analysis of price and time. So I really don't care which ones you use, but if you don't know how to trade, you don't know how to trade. It doesn't matter. Use MACD, someone else uses RSI, someone else uses Elliott Wave. Great, whatever. But if you don't understand the way the market works, price action, then you're hopeless. And what happens too is a lot of newer traders, they don't find the success, so they keep trying to find better indicators, whatever that means, right? But they don't realize is they don't understand the way the market works. And if you understand the way the market works, we call that price action. Well, then you can use indicators to give you the information you need so that you know to buy this and buy that and sell this and sell that. Okay? So again, we know newer traders fail because, and there's many reasons why, but I think in general, they're just doing everything backwards. Okay? They're looking at charts to tell them what to do, but if you already know what you want to do, then you look at your charts to tell you when to do the thing you already want to do. Anyways. Cool, right? El Pastor says, good morning, Wayne. Any plans of going back to 9 a.m.? I'm having a hard time getting the team to wake up at 5 a.m. Arizona time to catch you live. Fire them all. Set. So when I lived on the West Coast, I went 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. without complaint. So, dude, you can't wake up that early. You're going to struggle. Or, right, just say, hey, this is a discipline test. But I don't know. Am I going to go back to 9 a.m.? You know what? Actually, I might. And I think a lot of people would not like that. But I might do it because, you know, I don't know. My kids go to school at a different time now. And one of the joys in my life is waking up before the kids and cooking them a homemade breakfast. And then I got to walk the dog because she's a sweetheart. So, yeah, Jean-Guy's like, I like the 8 a.m. So do I. But I might switch it maybe to 8:15. I just need another maybe 10 minutes. And you're like, Wayne, you start at 10:15 or 8:15 anyways. And I'm like, oh, maybe we should make it official. But yeah. So maybe it'll just be 8:15. Okay. Or I go ape crazy and start at 5 or something. I don't know. Yeah, so the West Coasters, yeah. Jim wants 8 a.m. Yeah, it might be 8:15 maybe. Yeah, 8:30. Yeah, that's right on the news though. That's the issue. All right, so anyways, I hope you spent some time over the weekend reaffirming how you use your charts, how you trade. Okay. All right, so going in here, let's just kind of go back to where we were. And the entry is down in here. Oh, I got to change colors, right? So I got a long bomb in here, okay? And right now, it's up, 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 down, down, buy. That confirms, okay? So, for example, one of the things I could do here, okay, I can move my stop to break even. Cool. All right, so that's what this is, because once this makes this new move up, okay, once you get this move, you can move your stop. Okay, either to here or to break even. Okay, because now you get the higher high, higher low, higher high. So once you get this higher high, you can move your stop. Okay, now we what? Now we get a roll reversal. So here's today's move. Cool. Nice. Yeah, but Wayne, how was I supposed to know it was going to do that at the London Open? Well, that's what happens at the London Open. Okay. Oh, Johnny says, hey, Johnny read the RBA and BOE meeting minutes. Awesome. Which reminds me, Johnny, I wanted to talk about Jackson Hole today before I get lost in technical analysis. Cool. All right, Jackson Hole. Has there been any signal or message from Jackson Hole that indicates what future Fed policy might be? Because that's what we're looking for. Has there been one? And what is it? If you don't know, type in a question mark. I want to know how many people have this kind of alpha where you're watching Jackson Hole to develop opinion on the near future in Fed action or policy. Type in a question mark if you got nothing, which is fine. I just want to know. But if some of you have been, observing this, then let me know. I want to know. Because I think some of you have. I just want to know who. Johnny says, the news is spreading rumors of a taper tantrum. There's no taper tantrum, Johnny. Richard read the RBA, but not the BOE. Okay. Great. Lots of question marks. It's fine. It's totally fine. I just want to know. Right? Yeah. Johnny says, yeah, he knows. It's just the talking heads. Yeah. All right. Interesting. I thought a few others here would have said, yes, they were watching it because, well, it's on the calendar and it involves every central bank on the planet. So I know you're paying attention, but I guess you're waiting for my interpretation. Okay. Then let me tell you. Okay. And I'm reading into this, of course, and this is how you do Jackson Hole. They don't make announcements. You got to make your interpretation. So again, Jackson Hole is a casual summit amongst central bankers around the world where they get together and talk about philosophical challenges like, can central banking policy address income inequality? It's almost certainly one of the topics. Okay. Okay, great. And they debate and they talk, well, what would it be and how would it work and why? Okay. Now, should be more of a governmental fiscal issue, but whatever. Central bankers are thinking about it. Here's what I think, okay? So they get together and we're trying to figure out, will somebody do something that will indicate, will the Fed taper soon? How soon will they taper? How hawkish or how dovish is the Fed? Okay. Now, guess what? Late last week, they canceled the in-person conference and instead have decided to do it virtually. Zoom. Now let's think about that for a second. The Fed was going to meet with every major central banker in the world here in the United States of America. Right? In the Grand Tetons. Okay? Cool. No, it's not, is it in the Grand Tetons? I don't know. Jackson Hole, whatever Jackson Hole is. Now, here's the thing. They've decided, they canceled it in person. So what does that tell us about the Fed? Remember, we're looking for a signal. Is the Fed concerned about COVID-19 and the Delta variant? Or are they not concerned? Are we past it? Is the Fed hawkish or is the Fed dovish? If you don't understand between the hawk and the dove, then think about it this way. Bullish or bearish? Are they bearish? Are they worried about things getting worse? Or are they just so confident that it's nothing but blue sky and high inflation and lots of jobs for everyone? Everyone's going to be working and everyone's going to be spending and everything's going to be booming. Man, we got to jack up the interest rates. Man, we got to pull back on stimulus. Or they're like, oh my God, this is dangerous, man. Like we might go back. We might go backwards. Like global growth might seriously slow. We might not fill those jobs. Right? The unemployment might still be quite high, and the inflation we have is transitory. Now, it may last a lot longer, but there's nothing the Fed can do, raising or lowering interest rates, that can handle the supply side. So, oh my God, we should probably slow down. So this is what you're trying to figure out. How do they think? How do they feel? How sensitive are they? Yeah, their last meeting minutes, they said blah, 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 but have things changed in the last couple of weeks? Well, the answer to that is maybe. I don't know. Okay? So I'm looking at the cancellation of the in-person event and the move to central bankers meeting by Zoom instead as a sign that the Fed is dovish and that they will eventually taper, but not as fast as people think. The market thought June, that was stupid. Now they think September. We may not get it, bro. Okay? And then what? Maybe December. And then they start in January. And when they go in January, it's not 20, 30, 40 billion a month. It's 10 billion a month. Okay? So that's my thought process so far. Of course, as I get more information, I can adjust, but that's how I'm reading it. What do you guys think about that? Does that seem about right or not? How do you interpret it? Mohammed says some talks about taper would end in 2022. Well, I've already said that. It would start January and end December. Okay? So that's 10 billion a month. And that's a lot slower than a lot of people. A lot of people think they're going to be raising in 2022. I don't think they're going to raise interest rates till 2025. But I told you that a year ago. Yeah, Richard's like, yeah, it works for me. Yeah, that's fine too, right? You know what? I'm going to try to do this without glasses. Cool. Okay. Now, I want you to think about this then. If I'm right and Fed is dovish, then what? What will happen? How are you going to play it? Okay. See, the thing is, of course, it's plausible, right? Right? Raymond's right. And by the way, I love that answer, Raymond, right? It sounds like me, like, well, it's plausible, even possible, but, right? So here's the thing. What does it mean the market will do? Okay. Okay. And you guys have answers, but I want you to think, what does that mean to the bond market? I've been teaching you and teaching you and teaching you and teaching you and teaching you to watch the bond market. Well, what do you think? Obviously, that's going to impact the treasury market, right? So anyways, piggy, 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 can't you see? Okay. Nice little move here, right on the first hour of the first day of the new week. Okay. Target is 39. Obviously, we're going to be challenged here and here. Those would be bearish moves. Plan A is for bears here. Plan B is for bears here. Okay. Now, philosophically, I'm a buyer. I heard this analogy today or yesterday. It was kind of interesting. He said he was a buyer of something and a renter of something else. And I thought that was pretty cool. So right now, I'm a renter of this long. Okay? Because I think this is very possible. And if that doesn't happen, this is possible. Okay? But if we do this, the next week I'll be a buyer. You get it? Either way, I'm a bull. But this is renter and this is buyer. I thought that was kind of cool. It's sort of like me saying I'm long-term long, but short-term short. Right? Short. Instead of saying short-term short, you're a renter on the way down, but a buyer on the way up. And I thought that was kind of cool. Okay. Mahai says, hey, Wayne, do you think this was the bottom of the year? This is the exact time of the year I told you in January, February, March, April, May, June, and July, and the beginning of August to be ready to play. And I've taught you over the last 3 months specifically how to keep your powder dry. So now, this time of year, in the next couple of weeks, right, you've doubled your powder and shortened your fuse. Now, if you don't know what any of that means, I'm talking in code. I cannot give you permission to act in a particular way. You just need to make decisions. Okay. And Joseph, hey, you'll evict if you're wrong. Yeah, and quickly, right? Okay. So Mohammed says Fed's still dovish and supportive for the economy. Risk of COVID still exists. U.S. dollar weakness. Sell USD as bond market continue to front run. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay. I may have read your statement wrong, but I don't think you're correct. I need you to go back and say, when was the last time the market was wrong on a Fed taper? When was the last time that we thought the Fed was going to announce a taper? And then what happened? That's all I'm asking you. Now I'm just spelling it out. Now I'm basically giving you the answer to the question, right? What happened to the USD? I mean, think about it. If the market's wrong now in September, well, what happened back in June? It's not complicated. Just go back and say, well, what did they do then? So and again, I'm not going to answer these questions like, if you guys can't do that, I'm not going to force feed you, right? It's not my job. Okay. It's your kids. It's your house. Okay. Anyways, go figure it out. All right. So anyways, yeah, I'm hot to go this time of year. Okay. I also know there's a high probability of the market not figured it out yet. In particular, we do have the risk of the the September Fed meeting. So to me, this is just us playing out a double bottom. We had this planned out weeks and weeks and weeks ago. So you're on it or you're not. Now, the way I played this in Asia is my plan is to tiptoe into these. And I also understand that there's probably going to be a double bottom of the double bottom. So I'm, what's that Fuji song called? Building it slowly. Building it slowly with his trades. Building it slowly with his trades. Anyways, similar to this. Okay, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, up. Okay, cool. So we got that anyway. So there's that. Moving over here is the opposite, and you guys remember this one? Hey, somebody used the pivot point. Okay, breach to 21. Up, 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 down, down, buy. What's your trade plan? You probably think it's going to bounce at 27, give you a hiccup. So let's plan that out. Killing me softly with his song. All right. Boom. Okay. You mean, yes, that's what I mean. Yeah. Cool. Good plan, dude. Good plan. Love it. Oh, for sure. Okay. So there's a lot of things you could do here, like a Fibonacci, for example, 382, 50%, 618. It's not quite right. Let me do it again. 382. Anyways, and there's this as a plausibility. And then some form of this. That would be closer to a 382. This would be more like a 618. That's what bears are thinking. The thing is, are you on the clue train? Oh, that's good. Guta. All right. So let's measure this up. Okay. Well, let's go back to this one. Cool. We need signs or evidence of liftoff somewhere around this number. I want to remind you that 23 days ago, 6.6801 was the predicted low for August. Only 23 days ago. So we were predicting if there were bears on this, they should take profit at this price. Okay? And then, what do we have here? The first hour of the week gave you the long bomb. Now, that bottom happened Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the third week, right? Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the third week of August. How many people find that impactful? Because the third week of everyone in my swing trading group knew in January that this week we want to look for a reversal. So here we are in the third week, and we get to the exact number of 0.68. And son of a gun, we might have a reversal. Right? It reversed on the last day of the third week. Ciao. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Like, wait, how many weeks ago was that? Was that 30 something weeks ago? And it happened snap the exact time, the exact week, right? At a precise price, not a random price, not pretty close, but 68.01 and a half. And oh my God, it reversed. And look, the first hour of the new week, ciao. Oh God, right? Since last August, right? Yeah, Highlander, right? Like, Mickey's been part of the community for how many years? It's every year, isn't it? So I don't know what to call it, so I call it seasonality. But anyways. But no, like, dude, this might be random. I don't know. But here's my biggest question. Did it matter that I prepared you this long? Does any of it matter? Right? Or is this like you watching golf on TV all weekend, but never getting better as a golfer? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't mean that from a mean way, but like, is it having a meaningful impact? So look at that. I've known Highlander for 2,000 days. That's pretty cool. Mohammed says, but what would make me confirmed at weekly M2 it would work? Well, you don't know ever. So when you're a swing trader, you buy it and you put your stop below support. It's a swing trade. There's nothing to it. See, when you're a swing trader, you're at your charts on this candle, and this is the exact price that you were waiting for all weekend. So the only thing a swing trader can do is buy that, or maybe way up here, if you're a bear, is sell that. But Muhammad, you never know. You just do your job. Okay? Okay? That's it. And you're like, well, based on seasonality, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Boom. Sweet. Okay? Now, I took the Aussie, not on this account, but I took the Aussie. Like I said, I'm tiptoeing into it. And I didn't use this setup, but we'll use this one. Okay. Okay. So I'm basically along here. Okay. Asia open. Asia open. It's a day trade into a swing trade. Okay. That's all. Now, if we want to put it back into our standard operating procedure, let's do confluence and see how that looks. Okay. And you'll say, what, Wayne, you bought it in the bearish exit zone on a bullish weekly swing? And my answer to you is that's what the Wayne do. Okay? It's waning pips, baby. That's it. Like, what more? There is nothing else. There is nothing else. That's it. That's it. It's a bearish exit, so I'm assuming bears are gone. I'm also assuming some bulls are going to take a shot. And I also don't have any grandiose ideas of this being the big winner. So I think, if anything, by the time we're in mid-September, we're going to have something like this. Cool. But it could be this. I don't know. What the heck do I know? I don't know anything. I don't know the future. So I know this is going to be a challenge, but we're a bajillion miles away from that. And you can see the math of it. You can say, well, that's going to be the monthly M2. Or sorry, the monthly M3. Well, yes, that's how it's calculated. You should be able to look at that and calculate that. So anyway, so like we got a lot of challenge in here. You know, at least that is going to be our challenge, right? Probably something like this. Okay. Okay. Is it like a first in Highlander? No, I looked at it like I looked at all the other ones, and all the other ones are now up, but at the time they were not, and there were still lots of technicals that said that could be down. So what I did was I took the least aggressive, or let's say the most produced opportunity at that time. And that was Aussie D. But I also, in the back of my mind, say, look, if this is what I think it is, it very well could be a change in trend in general. This is not an Aussie dollar play. Okay. This is just, I took the Aussie, but I was sort of benign to what it was, and more, I traded what it gave me. I traded the opportunity. But it wasn't necessarily Aussie. I was selling US dollar. So it's that, but also in the back of my mind, Highlander, I was thinking about, well, over the next several days, next several weeks, I'm going to be building a portfolio. Okay? Mahai says, Wayne, if I missed the first step, would be to trade the hammock. Well, very often for me, the hammock is the first step. So typically I don't trade double bottoms. And I think that's kind of what Highlander was saying. Typically I like the higher high, higher low. And that would be the hammock here. So your first op is here. Your second op is here. Now, what about the third one? Well, once this makes a higher high, you take this, you drag it across. And now you're assuming, oops, what did I just click? A picture? I took a picture. Okay. So what I'm assuming now is sometime in the future, somewhere around this price, okay, I will buy again somewhere in here. So you'll have to wait for it to make a higher high and then catch the new higher low. So Chan says, So since the Aussie is in lockdown, wouldn't the US dollar get stronger? Well, a couple of things. The Aussie has already lost value based on what we know is the lockdown. Cool. But that's already played out. So let me describe it from a behavioral finance point of view. This is for everybody. I'm going to try to explain this in a different fashion than I typically have. Okay? This trend is consensus. The world agrees Aussie should come down. Okay? Australia is going through their summer. Australia is going through their winter and they're getting crushed by COVID. Gotcha. So I want you to think of this center line, and let me see if I can adjust a little better. Okay? Consider the center line consensus. Okay? That's where we all agree. This is the notion of everything is priced in. Do you guys ever hear that? You're like, oh, it's all in the price. Well, what they're saying is buyers and sellers, they get together and they create a fair market value. And this is the consensus. And it includes all information like the like Australia being in lockdown. Okay, great. So the center line is consensus. Okay? Down here are those that are outside the consensus. This is behavioral finance now. This is bulls having an opinion of, they understand what's going on, but remember, if you're trading the consensus, you're average, and if you're average, you're beta, and if you're beta, you're not going to outperform. You're just the market. It's like just buy the S&P 500. You're not trying to beat the S&P 500. You're not trying to pick better stocks and outperform. If you buy the S&P 500, you are the market. But some people are in the business of beating the market, like money managers, hedge funds. Okay? So if you're a hedge fund, you can't trade the consensus per se because you'll come out average and you'll be beta. And then once you start incorporating costs and mistakes, you'll probably underperform. Okay? Because every time you pull the trigger, it's risk, where if you just move, it just produces the average. All right? So anyways, professional traders don't trade the consensus. They'll trade sort of the opposite of the consensus. Okay? And they'll only sort of trade outside, okay, of the consensus. They're either looking to sell it a little bit high to say the consensus is still down, the market is still down, the beta is still down, so their alpha is to sell it high. And then bulls come in and say it's oversold, it's too much, and it will revert at least, but maybe reverse. Well, notice a couple of things. In July, I don't think there is a market. Or wait, this is July. That's June. Okay. The June is described as a period when the bullish consensus was up. So the June is reversal. Okay, and you can see the overshoot here. Okay, July tapped out at the predicted bottom. We predicted that, right? In fact, this high right here at 75.83 predicts 72.85. Look how precise these, right? So anyway, so this going up here makes sense for a lot. In fact, bears get out and now there's a bullish opportunity because they're not trading the consensus. They're bulls. Okay. So now going into here, we are a standard deviation from the consensus, but there's also the alpha of the bull. And the alpha of the bull is that in here, they believe we will see a change in trend, a change in consensus. So you probably, if you are a bull right now on Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro yen, pound yen, okay, gold, oil, you're probably buying the stock market today. Okay? Or ideally last week. I asked you guys, hey, all the ADR stocks are down 50%. Are you going to buy them? Are you? I don't know what you're going to do. Okay? Most people do nothing. So this might be a buying time. I don't know. I'm going to buy some stock though. Okay? So anyways, cool, right? So there's something maybe going on here, but it's too early to tell. And that's why I'm like, at least we're going to get back to the consensus, which is the mean. And then at best we'll get to the higher part of this. And then if we do breach, then we have a full bore reversal. Notice that this double bottom will be where the consensus catches up to the pattern. And that could be the first breach, right? Second breach, and then we're heroes. Okay. So Mohammed says, so the market efficiency. No. This is market efficiency. Okay. It's when it's inefficient that professional traders act. Now, how do you know to sell high or buy low? You have a bias. Professional traders don't make this up. Now, I gave you guys permission to trade both ways during the summer months. Okay, so you could be selling, you could have sold this and exited here. You could have sold this and exited here, but as a bull. But now we're thinking differently. And that's the true alpha, knowing when to stop being loosey-goosey and more of incorporating analysis. Or bias, I should say. Okay. Darko says exporting 680% more of ore. Valued in price also. We got to be careful there. It's not more ore, or iron ore prices went up about 200%, so maybe it's only 300, and 300 based off of nothing. Do you remember that? During COVID, they were not importing. Also, I believe there was a spike in, restocking, if you will. So, but the issue there is there's either demand or there ain't no demand. So that's the bigger one. Okay, but don't get too bent into 680%. That it's similar to me saying, oh yeah, in the United States we're growing at 9%, right? Well, what is that? Is it really 3% over last year's -3? Right? And then you're like, well, that's 9% and change, but if it's actual 3, then why don't we just focus on the actual 3 versus on a normal 2.6? And then you're like, oh, well, then it makes sense. Right? So anyways, so I want you to think about that, guys. If you're trading the consensus, it's the average, and it's true. All of that is priced in. Okay? But it's the inefficient times when it's oversold or overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold that professionals are trading. Okay? And that with some seasonality too, you might even predict when the trend starts to go this way. And to stop selling. See, the thing is, many amateur traders will watch this go up and up, and they'll keep selling. And they're like, well, it was down for 3 months in a row. Okay. And they don't know when to be open-minded to the change. Okay. June was an out month, right? You guys remember I said money was going to flow out. July was an out month. The early part, right? The first 3 weeks of August is an out period, right? But this last week and this next month is an in week. In. That's what I'm trying to plan. So I can see the price now. That's the consensus. But the consensus, in my opinion, has a higher probability of now being wrong. And so I must act. Okay? And again, that's where a professional trader plays. And I think many of you guys get trapped trying to beat the market in here. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if you make money here and give it back in here. You make money here, then you give it back. And this ebb and flow, like it's because you're trading in the middle like a monkey. You're not a bull. You're not a bear. You're the monkey in the middle. Okay? So you make money here, you make money here, and you give it all back. Okay? Okay? So I got to be careful now and make sure I'm not just guessing, but I'm using analysis to confirm my hypotheses and enter my trades properly. Cool. Can I get a like? Come on, please. Would ya? Could ya? Oh, I don't know, Wayne. I'd have to click that button over there. That's too much work. Okay. This goes back to Friday. I don't care what moving averages you use. You could just use this alligator thing and trade. Okay. Watch this, though. Watch it. Okay. All right. I don't want to do this now. I want to do the calendar. Let's go to new window. Forex.Today. Today is going to be the day that I'm throwing it back to you. Friday, May 20th. Hang on. Let's update this. By now, you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. But I do. There are so many things I'd like to trade for you, but I don't know how. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that has my baby. All right, hang on. And after all, let's see if that's updated. It's not updated. Friday. Oh yeah, I guess it is. My shirt's gray. It looks purple here. All right. What do I want to do? A calendar. Calendar. Baby. You're gonna have my baby. All right. Yeah. Highs they're all highs. Okay. Now let's put, oh, there's some mids in there. Okay. Highs and mids. Nothing going on here. Okay. With PMI, you want to be over 50. Okay. So these are all good. Expansion, 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 expansion. That's all I care about. GDP, great. Quarter over quarter, great, great. Don't really care about the headline numbers. I just want to make sure Germany's growing. Okay. That's great. RBA speech, great. Listen to it. Maybe they'll tell you something. Okay. The cool thing is they'll put it on the website. U.S. durable goods. I don't even care about durable goods. Okay. I bought a 42-inch KitchenAid refrigerator in April, and they still don't have it. They sold it to me, and they didn't even have it manufactured. So after being patient, I just canceled it, and I bought a floor model from someone else, from a showroom, whatever, a showroom, right? And they had it right now, and I bought it. Paid a pretty penny for it. It's worth a car right now. In fact, commercial fridge is getting your hands on a commercial fridge is like buying a used Toyota. Pretty amazing. There's just no supply. And I bought furniture, and they think maybe by Christmas I'll get my furniture, and a whole bunch of other interesting things going on. So right now the demand is there. So I canceled the order and bought one. So anyways, durable goods, you think about refrigerators. Well, if the manufacturers were honest about it, they'd say, look, you can buy this at Home Depot. You can pay us the money, but we have no idea when we're even going to make it. Maybe we'll make your fridge in 6 months and send it to you. Just know, when you give us the money, we can't promise when we'll even make it. Well, we're pretty sure we'll make it. Maybe it'll be next year. Now, if they were honest like that, okay, then maybe people wouldn't be buying fridges. Jesus Christ. Look, I got to go. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Man, I got to go pretty soon, okay? So let's do this, and then I'm out of here. All right. Okay. And by the way, one of the wonderful things about being a currency trader, I do have to go. I'm going to be stuck somewhere for probably 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah, there's free coffee and all that. But I'm going to be stuck. Actually, I'm going to the BMW dealership. I got to do the maintenance. Get it detailed and get it oil changed, and I get some tires rebalanced, and it's just easier to go and pop a squat. Now, why is it easier to go and pop a squat? I'm a busy man. I got things. I got needs, baby, right? Well, I got my laptop there and 2 external screens, and I can sit at a table. And I got my business, man, because I'm a businessman. I love it. I can pack up my business and carry it in my backpack. How awesome is that? Isn't that cool? I just love it. You're like, I'll just go over there and make some money. Okay. Remember the time I was in, where was I? Hong Kong? No, I was in Shenzhen. I was in a bar at the Ritz-Carlton in Shenzhen. It was a cigar bar and jazz lounge, which is pretty cool. But I get there and they're like, we don't sell Cuban cigars here. I'm like, what the hell? You don't sell Cuban cigars? I'm in Shenzhen, China. Well, Ritz-Carlton is an American brand and we're not allowed. I'm like, oh, you scumbags. Anyway, so I bought a nice cigar. And I sat there and I was having a cocktail and smoking my cigar. And the waiter comes up and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm staring at my phone and he wants to see if I'm playing Angry Birds or whatever, right? And he's like, oh, are you trading Forex? Which is good because I'm like, he knows MT4 by sight, right? I'm like, yeah, you like Forex? And he's like, yeah, well, I'm trying. And I'm like, well, I got some trades on. He's like, what, you just play some trades now? And I'm like, yeah, enjoying my cigar. I got nothing else to do, so might as well make money. He's like, wait, so you just took some trades? I'm like, yeah, I'm in 2 trades. I'm like, check this out. I'm in Euro Yen and I'm in Euro Dollar. And he's like, no way. Right? And he's like, how much are you up? And I'm like, a few grand. He's like, what? So anyways, he goes and he comes back and he's like, so you still making money? I'm like, yeah, I made a couple extra, like a few more, right? Yeah, I'm up a little more. He's like, no way, right? And there I am, you're at a bar, smoking a cigar, bored out of your mind, and you can make money. Love it. So anyway, so I got to go to the BMW dealership and make money. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm telling you. Love it, man. Love it. So anyways, let's get back to this. So durable goods, this might be tainted because some people might be placing orders for goods that aren't delivered. People might have realized that if they place the order, they're not going to get it, so they're not going to place the order. You see? So, and this is so volatile and stuff. I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't really care. So there you go. Okay, ECB policy meeting. Yeah, that's going to be important. Weekly jobless claims. Dude, we're at the same level pre-COVID now, which is great. Now, the concern is the labor side shortage. There's lots of jobs. Okay? There's tons of jobs. You just have to be skilled. But there's a lot of people that just said, you know what? I don't want to work at Marriott making beds and cleaning toilets anymore. I just don't want to go back ever. So I don't know what they are going to do, but they're just like, you know what? There's got to be something better than cleaning toilets. Okay? Greg says, and the average has no idea what Forex even exists. Yeah, so it was great. Like, so I sat with the waiter, and it was great. He kept coming back. He was like, I got good service after that, right? He kept coming back, and we were talking about it, and what about this, and what about that? And I'm like, oh, it's all about central banking policy. It's just, it's great. And that's certainly not the only time that's ever happened. But it just made me think, like, I remember on my honeymoon, I'm at the Ritz-Carlton in Maui, sitting by the pool, and it was just when trading platforms were even available on a cell phone. This is like, dude, I've been married, I don't know, 30 years or something. I can't even remember. But anyway, so I remember the day I'm sitting there, and, you know, and I remember it fondly, like, the three greatest days of my life, right? A, the day I got married. B, the 2 days my children were born. And 3, the day I sat by the Ritz-Carlton and boom, I paid for the whole day on my phone. And I'm like, this is so great, right? I got my bar tab. I got the room paid for. I got the car rental all paid for. And just sitting by the pool, like, you know, it wasn't giant money, but it was so long ago. And it was so early to even do that. Like, it was amazing the Ritz-Carlton even had Wi-Fi that you can get by a pool, but yet alone that you were watching the markets on your phone and on top of that traded. But I remember it, I'm like, oh, just guns on fire, man. I was like Yosemite Sam, right? I'm like, yeah, boom, 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 right? So anyways, I was so happy. Just, I love those kinds of things. So the fact that we can take our business with us anywhere is just such a liberation. You want to be free? Be a currency trader, right? So anyways, get back to this. Initial jobless claims, great. USD GDP. Okay, look, yeah, we care about these things. I don't make a big thing about the numbers, but remember, you could download the report, okay, and say, how's consumption doing? How's investment doing? Okay? Well, we know government spending's up, okay? And then our net X. Okay. So you can say, well, how are we doing on consumption? How are we doing here? Okay. How are we doing there? So for example, if businesses have to build childcare facilities in their offices or invest into software to allow people to work remotely and securely, you're going to see business investment go up. Okay. Is there wage growth? And if there's wage growth, that leads to increasing consumption. We already know that government's trying to debate how many trillions of dollars at least they agree. Okay, 500 billion should go to roads and bridges and things that are useful. And let's burn the other 4.5 trillion doing crap nobody cares about. Like, oh my God. So this will be productive. Okay, and G, right? This G spending here actually is like G in the form of I. But this other crap here is probably G in the form of C, which means it'll be a one-off. Maybe it'll hit the market, maybe not. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. But I want G in the form of I because it's money that's productive. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this yen stuff. Okay. Aussie retail sales. Well, that's going to be bad because it's shut down. How bad? Well, will this draw down our wonderful Aussie long trade? Yeah, maybe. But again, we've already priced that in. So what if it's less bad? What if it's negative 1.3? That might be awesome for the Aussie. Okay. But I don't know. That's why God invented stop losses. And then here, PCE. This is the big one we care about because this is what the Fed uses. And it'll be a big number. But remember, you can go through it and try to figure out why is it a big number. And this is what, of course, people don't do. Most people just say, oh, wow, the headline number was big. Great. What was the revision? But actually download the report and say, well, where was the inflation? Okay. And they're like, well, the cost of lumber, right? Oh, and you're like, okay, that'll come down. That'll normalize with supply. Okay. But also remind yourself, the media oversimplifies. Okay. They're going to say inflation is high. So you got a high I. But what if you also have a high G, high growth in this case? So high Y is actually. So what if Y was greater than I? Then you can tolerate I. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Wayne says, what kind of Beamer? X5M. No, I looked at getting one of those. So, it's my wife's. So it's a nice, it's M'd out and she hates it. I bought all this M upgrades, M everything. Everything is upgraded except the engine. So we get like 9 million miles to the gallon on this thing, but it's pimped. It's as pimped as you can get on a Beamer. And she doesn't like the seats and the stereo and all because it's, and the wheels are fancy and it's got all the trim and it's just funny. No, but I drive a Porsche, so I got that. And it's ridiculous. My car is ridiculous. Like stupid. I drive a very dumb Porsche. It's fabulous. So anyways, that's that. All right, so I got to go. It was great. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for being part of the YouTube community. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for visiting tradersway.com and opening up a demo today. Okay? Thank you for everything you do. And most importantly, your positive energy. You're good people, and I like hanging with you. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.